Hey guys, this is Mark with the Perfect Portfolio, and we're here talking today with Chris Cortland, and we're just talking about the course, the beta test of the Perfect Portfolio, and where our objective is to raise your financial IQ, teach you to fish, and fully automate your income so you don't necessarily need to have a job anymore. And we just finished up the course, and we're talking with Chris. And maybe Chris, just tell us a little bit about your background and family, career, that sort of thing, just so give us some perspective.
You betcha. Let's see, real quickly, my background, I've been doing mortgages for about 30 years, and originally started in California, just west of where you guys are in Woodland Park out in Thousand Oaks. Moved out to Colorado in '93, had my own brokerage for 12 years. When things changed, ended up going into correspondent lending and such, and then now I'm working for a bank, which gives me a 50-state charter, so I can do loans in all 50 states, which is great. And met Mark 2.5 years, well, actually about 3 years ago now, on a webinar, and he invited us to, brokers to call in. Hey, here's my number. So I did, and then when I was out visiting in 2019, California with my family, grabbed some lunch with Mark, and since then we've become friends and have a good relationship and learning from what Mark has put together.
Definitely, yeah. As me and Stella, travel across the country because we want to do a lot of travel. We'll have to pop in and see you guys and go for a beer at some point. But definitely,
there you go.
Definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, since everybody I know left California, there's really nobody here, so other than there's nobody left in California, by the way. But anyways, so what got you really interested in there about financial intelligence or raising your financial IQ, and what were you doing before the Perfect Portfolio class?
Well, I mean, the background on that too is that I day traded back in 2000. Sat on the computer from 7:30 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in Colorado time, and I'd eat breakfast and wouldn't get up before 2 o'clock, and just watching it. And what I realized was that, for those who watch the market, I'd put an order in, and all of a sudden it would spike through it without taking the order. And I thought, you know what, there's something hinky in St. Linky. And, it just wasn't, so through the years, I've tried to educate myself. And then, like I said, it was, 3 years ago when I met you online that I got your book, and 10 ways of avoiding paying taxes. And I've always been the person that likes to educate my clients. And we were just talking about it before we started the session, which was helping people become more financially aware of their situation, because the information's not out there. The industry doesn't want people to know it. So that's, what, I look and say, I need to know more about investing. And then all of a sudden, 2008 came, had money in the market, and, we know what happened in 2008. So lost a lot of money. And so I said, well, don't want to do that again. And experience teaches us sometimes really hard lessons. So now getting into your course through Remy and understanding the M1, the interactive brokers, and so on, now making money, which is a great thing, and being able to multiply what you have. And even for people who don't have, figuring out how to do it anyway. So it's been a great help.
Cool. Just you mentioned day trading, and I think I've obviously been there. I was an options trader 17 years ago, where it was 3 computers set up with the charts and whatever, and every single day you're up at 6:30 California time and that sort of thing. It's a very stressful life. Some days you make a killing, some days you lose a lot, that sort of thing. But how is the information different from, let's say, a day trading where you're sitting there at your computer stressed out all day, to what we're teaching in the Perfect Portfolio, in your perspective?
Let's see, 2 words: no stress. The market does what the market does, and there's little ups and downs, but because of the margin, because of being able to understand how to use the M1 more each day, and the interactive brokers. And again, just picking something up this morning from you on interactive broker account. Again, it's the long term is much brighter. The fact that, when the choice of when I choose to not do the regular job, I mean, I enjoy doing mortgages for people because like we were talking about, the education part, nobody's educating. I tell somebody something and they say, well, nobody has ever told me that. I just, I'm trying to help people. So if we can help, then it helps all of us, sort of like the boat, and hey, more, if we're dumping more, if we can put more water, and all the boats will rise together, so that's my goal, and being able to not have to go to the day-to-day mortgage business per se, even though I do enjoy the people.
Yep.
It's just the minutia, for all of you guys out there that have done loans and gotten loans and, the headaches that, are out there. This just, it really helps that stress level come way down. So you're not thinking about all the garbage that's going on out there. So thank you very much for that.
Awesome. Awesome. Now we're familiar with these 7 levels of financial intelligence. Where do you feel like you were before the class, and where do you feel like you are now? Obviously the first one's, I don't know anything, because you definitely were, above that one, but where do you feel like you were within the class?
I think I was probably, because I went through 1, 2, and 3 already, as far as, you talk to some people and you go, well, this is what you do. But again, they're working, as we've talked, they're working for a company that's all they are trained in is to sell the stuff that they're supposed to sell. So really, I came in, I would think in number, looking at number 4, which is, OPM investing. So how do we really, being in mortgages, I've helped people with, loans, for people who buy a house with OPM and then sell it to the end buyer who I come in and help. But these investors that are doing OPM, getting the money from whatever source they're getting it from, somebody else makes it OPM, of course. So that's kind of where I was. And now I feel that I've worked my way up to, went through 5, don't invest unless you're doing it with OPM. And then, becoming more of a sophisticated investor, just understanding, and I'm still learning, and I still want to continue to learn, and which is, what we're doing here. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, it's constant, never-ending learning and improvement, I guess you could say. And we want to get you to a level 7, which is a certified financial alchemist. How do you see your life changing in the next 12 to 24 months because of the information you're learning in the class?
Being able to literally at any time I choose, because I've been blessed, which is great. So I have an opportunity to make a choice. Do I continue to work on the path that I'm working on, or do I choose to maybe change that and spend more time traveling with my wife and doing the things, getting up and saying, okay, I got to go down and push some buttons, to rebalance the thing, or, my pie, or whatever it is that I have to do today. And man, I work out of my home office anyway, remotely. So the commute is really bad. It's, oh man, I remember the 405 and the 101. But, so, it takes me a couple of minutes to get downstairs, after I have breakfast. But that's, really over the next 6, 12, 18 months, it's being able to see what's going on within the accounts. And again, not stressing about it, and then being able to use that money that is made for some other things as well. And we all have bills, and we all have things that come up, car stuff and things like that. But, even this week, car repair, oh my word, expensive. There was an expense, but not stressing, because you know what? The money that I made in M1 or Interactive, I can draw from that to pay the bill. So it just, again, it is that level of stress, financial stress, just coming down and being able to think different things and then become, I want to say, become more inventive, with, the opportunities that come along.
Right. Yeah, that's what I found. I found it. I was able to think bigger because once you taste freedom and financial freedom, you get more creative. And I found that to be true myself. And that's I want other people to experience that, because you can't describe that feeling. I mean, I can, I can see you've tasted it now, and I've been there for a while, where I'm going to get up every day and just get creative, and it's amazing. So obviously, I know that you're big on giving back, and is it, who do you want to help? Is there organizations, churches, charities that you want to help? I know that that's a big part of important for you.
Yeah, I mean, again, just this week, because we had the big fires up in Boulder County in Louisville, and I'm about an hour and a half south down here in Colorado Springs. But we've had our own fires here several years ago. We lost almost 400 homes on the west side, another 500 plus in the trees up in Black Forest. So we've had our own loss, and it's something that this week or over the weekend, my wife and I, we said, you know what, we're going to get some gift cards, and we're going to be giving back, helping, the people that lost everything. I mean, we had 100-mile-an-hour winds, and I lost 8 4x4s and a couple of sections of fence in our yard, but nothing compared to, close to 1,000 homes, I think, lost in this fire. So now you've got thousands of people disrupted and needing help. So this is the opportunity where, you've always talked about giving back, and whether it's churches and charities, because they're always the best to give to in these situations, because the money actually gets to where it needs to go and not to some, governmental bureaucracy that can't figure out what to do with the money. So anyway, that's what we're excited about. And this all helps.
Well, one of my favorite quotes, it says, "If you're not financially free, are you really free?" Would you say you experiencing greater freedom because of the course?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, the knowledge itself creates that freedom. And then when you're stepping forward and taking the steps to get into it and understand it. And for me, I'm dyslexic. So, my short-term, recall, like, I'll forget half the stuff that we just talked about this morning, but, doing it over and over again and keep practicing, it's like the fire department, they're practicing in a tower to save lives, and, go upstairs and run down, all that stuff, practice. That's what this is, it's practice. And each time that we can look at it and we can practice more safely, or as safe as we can, that's exciting.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you on the course, and what you can do now that you've sort of tasted that freedom. And I can't wait to get you to the point where, it's just you can do big things in the world, because
Yes.
we need big thinkers in this course. And it's hard to think big when you have to think of, how am I going to retire one day? And more importantly, I can't wait to the day where you actually go, I'm 100% sure I don't need to go to a job anymore, and you guys could just hang out with Jane and enjoy family time and do some more travel and time. And so anyways, awesome. Let's make it an amazing, incredible 2022.
Amen to that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.